What did they say about the new PS4?
It's a strong system.
Well.
Nothing else to say. It's I don't even know what the stats are right now.
You don't know the stats? Say what?
No, the exact stats. I know it's 8 gigs of RAM that they're pushing. At I think it's DDR5.
Yeah.
I hear Xbox is coming up with similar specs.
Less.
Similar, slightly weaker, but it doesn't make much of a difference when it has a DDR3. What it basically means is that the publisher can push more stuff onto the system and make it more easier and accessible, since it's running more of a high-end PC, or so they say. Supposedly, the graphic card on the system, or like the amount of pixels that they're running.
Yeah.
Which was recently reported at about 20,000 pixels, but I believe a starting point is pushing about 30,000. So everything looks cleaner, sharper, like there's more details and stuff. The controller, from what we previously heard, was a LED screen attached onto the controller. We're not hearing it's actually a touch pad. I don't know how the touch pad's going to work out, but it'll be interesting to see what the company does with it and the publishers. But honestly, I feel that they should have went with just touchscreen. It would make more sense. But at the same time, they're saying that you could actually use the PlayStation Vita as a secondary controller if you wanted to.
That'd be best.
As much as I know some people complain about how they never changed up the controller a bit, it's actually, they kept the major design of the controller with slight tweaks towards it. So as much as it looks similar with the touchpad on the front of it, and it looks like they took away the start and select buttons. So it should it should give it a little bit more kick towards it in a sense. But like I said, it'll be interesting to see how it goes on and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Games that have been announced for people who is a fan of the Halo series.
Yeah.
It seems like Bungie is working on a new game called Destiny, for those who never heard of it. Actually coming out with the PlayStation model. I heard Diablo, which was previously out for the PC, is coming out on the PlayStation 3 as well, which is interesting to hear. Meaning, as a PC game may come onto the home consoles as well, for Xbox and PlayStation, since they push it in the stats.
Yeah.
A game called Drive Club seems pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Basically, you can play as your friends as an actual team event, similar to like what you would expect from first-person shooters, but as a driving game.
Yeah.
It seems like they're working on a new Infamous game called The Second Son or something like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you know the series, Cole, the main character for the Infamous franchise, has a brother. Didn't know that.
Oh.
And a game that I'm looking forward to is Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs. Seen a preview of it in last year. They talked about it this year. They say it's going to come out for the PlayStation 4. Excited about the game. But what I heard about that game, which is pretty interesting, is that you could be playing offline and online during the story mode while other people jump into your game at the same time. So you wouldn't know somebody's watching you trying to hinder your performance until like they basically fuck your ass up.
Basically.
But the way they set up the game, which is interesting, is that I don't know if you're a vigilante or whatever the case is, but you could basically hack anything in the fucking city. So you could actually call if you're on waiting for a subway. But or like the first they showed was he just busted a criminal, which was actually, from what I heard, is actually done the street roaming. Police start chasing him. What ends up happening, police comes in one direction and pull up some billards, which are the poles that come from the ground, to stop the police. So he hacked the system from there. Ran up to an alleyway and he was on the roof and he saw a train coming. actually stop the train between the stations, jump on the train and use the train as a way to escape the police. And what they say there was somebody else in there too, but you never really seen him. But it seemed like he hacked into one of the cameras to identify you, and you hacked the camera yourself in a way which stopped him from trying to find you in one sense or another. So pretty good, neat. There were some other games that we're talking about too, but I can't remember too much. But they seem to be what from what I'm hearing, I can't remember everything, but they seem to really kick out what they did bad with the PlayStation 3, which was the fact that Xbox was running similar stuff to what makes things easier and familiar for the publishers, where PlayStation tried to do something different, and as much as it still ran decent enough, the fact that some games never worked as smoothly as others did, as the same one for the Xbox, is what really just hurt them in that sense. What's also interesting is that they say you could access your system or something like that through your smartphones and through other devices.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I kind of feel sorry for Nintendo is the fact that you could go on a tablet and do the same thing what Nintendo's doing, but with your own devices basically. So, like, is it like the shit? Like, I can't remember everything fully, but the shit that they've been saying at the press conference and everything is really driving home that like it is something that even Xbox people have to worry about. And if Xbox wants to stay on top, which I believe they are on top right now, they have to do stuff similar, and if not better than what Sony is doing. So Microsoft really has to step up their game. From what I'm hearing from rumors right now is that it's not confirmed, but they might have their press conference sometime in April. Everybody doubts that they're going to do it at E3 because we're thinking that's way too late.
Yeah.
So we're speculating the time frame within the next month or two that they're going to say something about the new Xbox. Sadly enough, Sony never actually showed the box, which was one thing everyone was wondering about because we want to see what the new box looks like.
Yeah.
But we will guess between now and probably by the time Xbox talks about their system, we might actually see the box, but we don't know everything fully yet, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I hear.
You can still watch Netflix, but I hear some other stuff like Hulu Plus and all sorts of stuff is coming into it. The system is not backwards compatible, so if you still plan to play PlayStation 3 games and everything, it suggests that you keep your PlayStation 3, especially knowing that Grand Theft is coming out this year.
Yeah.
But they do say, I think they're running under Gaikai. I can't remember if that's the name of it or not, but something like that, where probably in the future they're going to make it accessible where you can play your older games on your newer consoles. But like I said, it's all speculations. Like, that's what they're talking about. Nothing really being confirmed or denied. And they are using a disk drive, so there will be disk games. They said they're trying to keep the consumers happy, so there is a good possibility that they're not going to block used games. They do say that you could connect if you want to the internet. It's not mandatory because they do realize that some places in the world don't have internet access. But it's a person's options, where I heard with Microsoft that you have to be plugged in all the time into the internet. And there's a whole bunch of other things. So over the time we're going to hear some stuff. They never give a price on the system yet. Everyone's guessing there's going to be about 2 models, pushing about, say, $400 to $500 roughly. And it's supposed to come out, they say, this November. So basically for the holiday season. Other than that, that's all I really know about the system. And like, don't confirm or deny everything. anything I said because I can't remember anything since I've been drinking. Y'all know I love my liquor. Well, yeah, that's all I have to say for it from now. If I hear anything new, I'll tell you guys about it. So, yeah, that's everything.
Oh.
Now stop bothering me.
Alright.